Hello, Oak Grove families, students, and parents. We are very excited to see you all once again in person. So, this video is to help parents and students prepare for the return of in person learning for the 2021-2022 school year. So please make sure that you read through the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is provided in Spanish and English on our website, as well as view this recorded video on YouTube on our YouTube channel, Oak Grove MS, as many times as needed, because yes, we're excited for in-person learning, hashtag fall for all, but we also want to make sure that we are following the health and safety guidelines, right? Because we are still in the middle of a pandemic. So we just need to make sure that we are careful as best as possible. So please take a listen. Just a really quick introduction. Miss Montgomery, she is Oak Grove's principal. Then we have Mr. Ramirez. He's one of our vice principals. He's specifically in charge of the 6th grade class, as well as 8th grade, but last name's A through L. Then we have Dr. Francis, our other vice principal, who supervises the 6th grade class. And he also supervises the 8th graders with last names M through Z. And then last but not least, you have me. I am Dr. Macalino, and I serve Oak Grove, the Oak Grove community as the program specialist. So the very first part of this video presentation is we're going to go over the COVID health guidelines. So this is not just specific to Oak Grove. This is district-wide. And so it doesn't matter which school you go to in Mount Diablo. This is what we are all following and what we are all enforcing. So please pay attention. Okay, so we're going to start off with the at-home health screening. So all students, staff, parents, guardians, and community members are expected to self-monitor for symptoms of illness. Thus, you are not to enter the facilities if you notice that you have one or more of these symptoms. The second bullet point here says daily attestations are not required. So if you were a hybrid participant last year during the spring, if you were a hybrid student or staff member, every day you were asked to fill out a survey asking you how you're feeling today. Were you exposed to anyone? Well, we're not doing that this year. However, we are demanding that parents and students that you take the responsibility of self-monitoring. So once again, what are these symptoms? Well, the symptoms could be fever, cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, weakness, headache, body muscle aches, sneezing, sore throat, stuffy or runny nose, new lost taste of smell, nausea, vomiting, or possibly diarrhea. So if you have one or more of these symptoms, we ask you to not come to school that day. Please remember, there's going to be over 800 of us here on campus. So please be mindful of others, and we just want to make sure that we take all the safe precautions. Okay, so definitely self-monitoring is very important. We've been getting a lot of emails and questions about our requirements for the face coverings. So masks are one of the most effective ways to prevent the transmission of the COVID-19 infection and support in-person instruction in a K-12 setting. And I'm just going to quickly summarize this. I am going to read verbatim these bullet points, but just basically in summary, when you are indoors, regardless if you are vaccinated, everyone indoors is required to wear a mask. However, when you are outdoors, it is optional. Indoors, you wear a mask. Outdoors, it is optional. Okay, so now to the details. All students and staff are required to wear a face covering while indoors at all district facilities per California Department of Public Health. Face coverings are optional while outdoors per the California Department of Public Health. Students requiring a mask exemption must complete the mask exemption form. If a student does not have a mask, one will be provided by the school site. Physical distancing. Research suggests that in-person instruction can happen safely without minimum distancing if other prevention strategies such as masking are used. Physical distancing within the classroom is no longer required. However, classrooms are set up with a 3 feet distance between students when possible. So that the key word here is when possible. All right. We know that all the classrooms are not that big and are not that big. All right. We get it. That is why it is super important for us to wear a mask indoors. In addition to other things such as, and we'll get to that as well, there are other slides, but about constantly washing your hands, still keeping your hands to yourself, not touching your eye, rubbing your nose, touching your mouth, okay? Students will be given seating assignments, which is very typical, even pre-COVID. Clear partitions may be used in the classrooms. Students are expected to respect physically distancing practices outside of the classroom. We will maintain a 6 feet distance from the teacher's desk to student seating. And plexi barrier will remain in place at the teacher's desk. So for students who were here during spring 2021, who were part of the hybrid, they are very familiar with the setup and the plexi barriers and that were on the teacher's desk. Okay, so those it will be the same thing um, specifically for the teacher's desk, and then it's at teacher's discretion if they choose to have the clear partitions that are used in the classroom. Hand hygiene. Okay, so students and staff should wash their hands frequently throughout the day. The great thing is here at Oak Grove, practically almost every single classroom has a sink. All right. But regardless if the classroom has a sink or not, we got bathrooms. You can wash your hands in the bathrooms. And on top of that, every single classroom has hand sanitizer. All right. So please teach and reinforce washing hands. So please remind your child to constantly wash his or her hands. Avoid contact with one's eyes. So please refrain from rubbing your eyes, touching your nose, your mouth. Make sure you cover coughs, sneezes among students and staff. Great thing is we are wearing masks, but if you're outdoors and you're sneezing and coughing, please, and you decided to not wear a mask, make sure you cover your mouth. Okay. So hand soap and paper towels will be available for hand washing when the classroom has a hand washing sink. Once again, hand sanitizer will be available in all classrooms. What happens when a student is not feeling well at school? So in other words, like they came to school, they felt totally fine, temperature check was great, but then throughout the day, they noticed that they have developed or acquired symptoms of COVID-19. So what happens from there? Well, the student will be sent to the office. The nurse or another staff member will assess the student, contact the parent guardian accordingly, and provide some guidance. If a student's symptoms are consistent with COVID-19, the student will be referred to a local testing site, and the student may not return for in-person instruction until they have met the CDPH criteria return to school for those with symptoms. All right. So once again, may not return for in-person until they have met the CDPH criteria to return to school. Very important detail there. Symptoms. But what happens if a student or staff member has symptoms of COVID-19? Well, students or staff members with symptoms of COVID-19 infection may not return for in-person instruction until they have met the CDPH criteria to return to school for those with symptoms. So these are very, very important key points here. So at least 24 hours have passed since resolution of fever without the use of fever reducing medication. 2, other symptoms have improved. 3, they have a negative test for SARS-CoV-2, or a healthcare provider has provided documentation that the symptoms are typical of their underlying chronic conditions, such as allergies or asthma, or a healthcare provider has confirmed an alternative name diagnosis, or at least 10 days have passed since the symptom onset. So once again, you can watch this video as many times as you can, or you need to, because that's a lot on that checklist there. Or if you don't need the video and audio, you could go straight to this slide. The slide deck is available on our website, so you could use this as a reference when needed. Okay, those who test positive must self-isolate for at least 10 days according to county guidelines. Letters will be sent or emailed home informing staff and families of exposure. Visitors and volunteers. MDUSD school offices are open. However, we are requesting visitors conduct business by telephone or email whenever possible. Appointments are recommended when an in-person appointment is necessary. Limited volunteers will be allowed on campus to provide assistance in indoor settings. So this is very important. If you want to see a staff member, such as one of the administrators, one of the academic counselors, we ask that you make an appointment. Please don't just show up and knock on the door and expect to talk to one of us. Like we need to make sure that that we're prepared, that we're available, and that we're taking all safety precautions. So please make sure that you make an appointment when needed. You could call the main office. You could email us directly. We just please ask that you make an appointment. Okay, so Oak Grove Health Guidelines. So the guidelines that I shared with you at the beginning of this presentation, those were the California Health Guidelines. Okay, it applies to everyone. It applies to all schools in California, public schools in California. However, these health guidelines, these are very specific to Oak Grove. All right. So let's start with this one. All students will enter and exit at the front of the school. So the front of the school is Minor Road. Where is Minor Road? We'll just look for our flagpole or look for our digital sign outside. Before students enter campus, they will be temperature checked at the front gate. So it's the same tool that we use. It looks like a scanner, like a clothes scanner. The same tool that we used for hybrid learning. So students will be temperature checked. Students must enter campus with a mask on. Yes, I know that the front of the school is outdoors, but if you want to enter this campus, you must have a mask on. All right, we need to see that you have a mask. Now, if you ran out of the car or ran out of the house and you forgot a mask, That is fine. We have masks. We have disposable masks for students who forgot. All right. But masks are required in order for you to step onto campus. Masks, once again, are required indoor. However, masks are optional in the outdoor settings, such as PE class, outdoor lunch, and passing period. Now, your teachers, specifically your PE teachers, will talk about this in more detail when school starts. So, I've been getting emails. Are we required to dress the first couple of days of PE? No. All right. You do not have to dress yet for PE. You'll hear more details about that when you go to your PE class. Okay. Your assigned PE teacher will give you those details. However, PE class, when it is time to dress, you are going to be indoors. So if you're indoors, you're going to have to wear a mask when you're indoors and changing. All right. But then when you step outside, it's optional. All right. If you go to the basketball field, the field, the court, right. So when you're outside, it's optional. Now, what about lunchtime? Yes. So when you go inside, you stand in line to buy your lunch. Absolutely, you need to wear a mask. All right. So we get that part, but then obviously when it's time to eat, you need your mask off. All right. So we'll talk more about that once once we step into once you guys return to school. We're going to have grade level assemblies during the second week of school. All right. Let's move on to uniform reminders. All right. So the uniform, we're going back to the uniform, y'all. All right. So what can you wear to school? All right. So we got a collared white or gray polo shirt, white or gray undershirt, an Oak Grove sweatshirt as spirit wear. You could wear a navy blue or gray sweaters or vests only without any logos, khaki pants or skirts. Now, with the skirts, there is a fingertip rule. The skirts must be above shorts and shirts must be above, shorts and skirts must be below. And when we do our grade level assemblies, we'll definitely demonstrate that. Black trousers and jogger pants. From my understanding, jogger pants is new. That was just added this year. Soccer pants with white stripes only. Shoes must be closed toe and has a back. So I'm assuming that means like no sandals, no slippers, no sliders. All right. So must have a closed toe and back. Administration discretion will be used in questionable situations. And then the PE uniform, if you go to the store and buy it, just make sure that it's navy blue shorts or sweatpants, gray t-shirt with name written across the middle, or just to make things easier, you could buy a whole PE uniform set, an Oak Grove one with our logos. Up to you, but you must abide by the uniform policy. Okay, so the question is, what is not to wear? All right, what can you not wear to school? So no jeans, no leggings, no ripped pants. So we shouldn't be seeing rips on your khakis or jogger pants. All right. No clothes with emblems, writing, and designs. No clothing too tight or too large. No sagging. No hats, hoodies, or beanies allowed in any buildings. So from my understanding, you can have a hat, but it just needs to be worn outdoors. All right. But specifically in the classroom, cafeteria, library, main office, no hats, hoodies, or beanies allowed. So here's the question that we've been getting a lot is, when can I see my schedule? When can I see it? Well, for the returning students, for our 7th and 8th graders, our rising 7th and 8th graders, you're able to see your schedule. Log on to the Aries portal And sixth graders, if you attended the orientation registration, you got directions of how to sign up for Aries Portal, and hopefully you did so last week. Because on August 11th, after 12 p.m., Aries will go live and you could view your schedule. Okay. So it's very similar as last year for our returning students. You guys know the drill of checking your schedule online. All right. However, we do have new students this year, and perhaps you're having trouble logging on. So for those who do not have student or parent portal, we will have a station for you to print out your schedule on the first day of school, which is Thursday, August 12th, 2021. So if you already have your schedule, you could just report straight to your first period class. All right. But for those who need assistance, we will have a station. Okay. I'm not going to go into detail about the Bell schedule. All right. This is the Bell schedule from a year and a half ago. So we're bringing it back. All right. So we're a 7-period day school. School starts at 8 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. School ends at 2:18. However, on Wednesday, for all grades as well, school ends at 12:43. Now, these Bell schedules can be found on our website. So please check out the website, or you could access these Bell schedules through this PowerPoint, which is also shared on our website. So here we have sixth grade, the schedule for sixth grade. Eighth grade, sorry, I meant to put seventh grade slide first. Here's seventh grade. So the thing is, you're wondering why we have three, even though the start and end times are the same, why do we have very specific schedules for each grade level? Well, it's because we have 3 lunch periods. We have a lunch period for sixth grade, seventh grade, and one for eighth grade. So that's why you see the slight differences here. Okay, so I know this was a lot of information, and we still have a lot more information to share with you all, but we don't want to overwhelm everyone. We just want to make sure that we are at least prepared for the first day of school, the first few weeks of school. So definitely there's more information to come. We will have grade level assemblies throughout the month of August for more student information that will be shared with our parents and Oak Grove community members. So thank you for your patience and understanding. And we look forward to seeing y'all the first day of school here at Oak Grove. First day of in-person learning after a year and a half, y'all. Hashtag Fall for All. First day of school, Thursday, August 12th, starting promptly at 8 a.m. And if you haven't done so already, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Oak Grove MS. This is where the video is posted, as well as many other videos that we will be doing throughout the school year. So, Wildcats, bye. Enjoy your last few hours of summer vacation. And once again, here at Oak Grove, we are very excited to see you in person. And for many of you, we're very excited to meet you for the very first time in person. So bye, Wildcats.